What's going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to spend a day in downtown Winston-Salem from a local. My name is Ramon Lomeli. I'm a local realtor and the team leader of the Smart Move Group brokered by eXp Realty here in Winston-Salem, but we've got connections all over the state. And guys, today's video took way longer than it should have because there are so many different options. But the reason that I wanted to bring this video for you guys today is because a lot of the people come to explore the area to see if Winston-Salem is going to be a good fit for them. And a lot of them end up falling in love, obviously, with Winston-Salem. But in order to get to know the city, they're always asking me where to go eat, what to do, things to see. So we give you tons of different options when it comes to things to do for all day long, evening activities, morning activities, and everything in between. There's so many options though, I really couldn't pick between some, so I just added everything. Now I want to remind you, we're only spending time in downtown Winston-Salem. There are some other wonderful things to do inside of Winston or the Winston-Salem area, the greater Winston-Salem area. However, this video, we're not gonna leave downtown at all. Let's begin by talking about where to stay. Now, one of my favorite hotels in downtown Winston-Salem is gonna be the Kimpton Cardinal Hotel. Over the years, I've had the pleasure of staying at this hotel several times. Most recently, me and my wife had an event nearby and we decided to stay in downtown Winston-Salem. Great time. They have so many things to do. I've also been to a lot of like business style conferences and events there at the conference center in the main level of the Kimpton Cardinal Hotel. It's a luxurious and stylish hotel, boutique hotel in downtown Winston-Salem, of course. Now, it does have a lot of modern amenities, including a restaurant on site, a beautiful, great restaurant, but it doesn't lose its historic charm that it has. It's actually located right next to the R.J. Reynolds building, which is a very famous building here in the area. Feel free to do a little research on that. So like Art Deco style building right next to this building kind of fits in with the time and the style and the decor. Obviously, the location is impeccable. You are in the middle of everything going on in downtown Winston-Salem. This hotel is both pet and family friendly. And I don't want to make this video all about this hotel. I could keep going on and on about all the amenities that they offer. The Catherine Brasserie and Bar is one of my favorite restaurants in downtown Winston-Salem. Usually around Valentine's Day, me and my wife will go there. Great spot, great food, very high-end, classy establishment there, top notch. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do when you wake up in downtown Winston-Salem is go grab some breakfast. If you're feeling like casual breakfast is the way to go, then I'm gonna highly recommend you go down to Crankies. Crankies is located in downtown Winston-Salem, close to Bailey Park, and one of the cool things is that it has its own parking spot. Now you can walk there from the Kimpton, the Cardinal Hotel. You can also Uber there, but if you're driving, they do have parking, which is great. Very casual, excellent coffee, and the menu is always evolving, always changing. They've had a few trendy things, but they always have their staple items there as well. Crankies takes pride in their meticulously sourced coffee, and the main thing that you're gonna wanna eat there is probably gonna be the chicken biscuits. If you're not from the South, you may not understand, but chicken biscuits are probably the best thing for breakfast that you can imagine. Obviously, they've got some other options as well, but by far the best seller, I would say, I mean, I don't work there, but I would assume that is going to be their chicken biscuits. It's not just one style of chicken biscuit. They've got several different styles. Now, if you are trying to kill some time and you want to take it a little bit easy and not rush anywhere, then even closer to the Kimpton Cardinal Hotel is going to be Young Cardinal Cafe. It's more of a sit-down restaurant. I've been there on weekends when they have like a Bloody Mary bar, which is pretty cool. Great brunch, great breakfast. Excellent location. They've got patio sitting where you're right on 4th Street, which is really cool because that's the main road where everything is going on. So you're kind of in the middle of everything, the hustle and bustle of the city as it wakes up in the morning. And don't think you're gonna be spending an arm and a leg because brunch prices are usually $10 to $20 per item here. If you're looking for a morning activity, something not too crazy, I would definitely recommend a walk through Old Salem. Old Salem is a historic Moravian settlement back from the 1700s, and it happens to be inside of downtown Winston-Salem. It's really cool to see, to walk through there to get a sense of what life was like in the 1700s. A lot of times you'll run into a lot of other people walking their dogs, walking, jogging, exercising, but you're walking through some historic places that have been basically untouched and are a great representation of what life was like in those times. You can take a formal tour or you can just kind of walk around yourself. There's a lot of placards that tell you exactly what each building was. So it's very entertaining. You're learning a ton and you're getting a little exercise in. Now, if you happen to have come with kids, then you'll have to be looking for some family activities. Don't worry, we got you there covered as well. The number one thing I could think to do in downtown Winston-Salem for families is going to be to visit the Caladium. The Caladium is a science museum that is dedicated to inspiring imaginations and encouraging learning through interactive exhibits and educational programs. They just recently, earlier this year, opened the brand new location, bigger, better, and the building looks fantastic. I mean, it looks like nothing you've ever seen before. It's 5 stories, over 70,000 square feet, and has a playground or a rooftop area for the kids to play. They have some amazing amazing main exhibits, but there's so much more, so much learning, so much fun, so many things to do. And I would say this is definitely a more daytime activity, so you're not rushed to try to get everything out of the way, see all the exhibits in a time crunch kind of thing. Next, we're gonna be talking about the various places, depending on what you're looking for, to have lunch. Before we jump into that though, I do want to remind you that if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about anything going on in Winston-Salem, feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. The number on the screen, that's my personal cell phone number, goes to no one else but me. I'm also gonna leave you the Winston-Salem Relocation Guide. It's completely free. It's in the About section of this video, so make sure you check that out if you're thinking about moving to the area. I'm also gonna leave you some social media handles in the About section of this video because a lot of times I do short form content about things that are going on in the city. So if you wanna see restaurant reviews, wineries in the area, brewers in the area, car shows, downtown events, anything and all that's happening, I'm probably gonna be there, and I'm probably gonna be making a TikTok or a reel about it, so make sure you follow me on those short form platforms. The first place I'm gonna recommend is gonna be the Old 4th Street Filling Station in downtown Winston-Salem. I was just there recently. Definitely sit on the patio if it's not too hot. This restaurant has been a local favorite for decades. It actually used to be a gas station way back in the early days of Winston-Salem, and is now has been converted into a really nice, I would say middle to upper tier kind of fine dining experience there. Lunch there is gonna range anywhere from $10 to $26. Prices do go up in the evening, but if they happen to be super packed and there's a long line out the door, right across the street, you're gonna have Nozelle's. You're gonna have a couple different options other than that as well. If you don't mind food trucks and you're into the more of a casual lunch type of thing, then I would probably head over to Bailey Park. Almost every single day there's gonna be some kind of food truck, if not several food trucks there. Anything from Colombian food, Mexican food, fried chicken, there's vegan truck as well that goes out there. All kinds of food. You're always surprised. You go out there, you see what's going on. They do have a calendar online, and it tells you what food trucks are going to be there, what day. I just kind of like to go blind, and whatever's there, that's what I'm going with. And if for whatever reason the food truck is there and you don't like whatever they're offering, across the street there's the Diamondback Grill. There's also Bailey Park, or rather the Coal Pit, which has pizza, which has a coffee bar, which has another Mexican spot. There's a sushi place right down the road that just recently opened. So a burger place, Barcelona Burger Bar, 600 Degrees. So there's so much food, so many things to do, whether it's just grabbing lunch or grabbing a quick beer. That's gonna be the place to go. All right guys, so now you've had lunch, it's time to work off that full belly. What to do? We're gonna talk about some early afternoon activities. Now Winston-Salem is known as the city of arts and innovation, so of course we gotta check out some art installations. I'm definitely gonna recommend you guys go to the vibrant and ever-changing art district in downtown Winston-Salem. It's near Trade Street, Liberty Street as well. Free art exhibits, just walking around, you'll see all kinds of things. There's also Artivity on the Green, which is an art installation in downtown Winston-Salem that is a open area. They have bands there, they have concerts there, sometimes food trucks nearby. They've got murals. It's cool to walk through, to be there, and it's really cool to see. So once you walked around and you looked at all of the art and all the murals and all the art installations that Winston-Salem has to offer, actually a good friend of mine has a interactive map of all the different art installations. I'm gonna try to remember to put that in the About section of this video as well. So you're done with that. Now it's time for dinner. What are we gonna do? Casual dinner, fine dining? I've got a couple options for you. For a casual dinner, I'm definitely gonna recommend East of Texas. It's a fairly new restaurant. It's not been around for a while, but honestly, I've been there probably 4 or 5 times since it's open. The kids love it, the family loves it. I sometimes take coworkers there. It's kind of controversial because we have Carolina style barbecue, and that's technically Texas style barbecue spot, but they have a lot more. It's kind of a Tex-Mex / barbecue place, and great drink specials, food like you can't imagine, and the atmosphere is really what keeps me going back. And this is the part of the video that I spent the most time. I kept going back and forth many times about which sit-down restaurant to put, because I want you to have, a traditional Winston-Salem real experience when you're here. And so I ended up on Sweet Potatoes. I think the menu at Sweet Potatoes is perfect for the outsider, for the people that are coming into Winston-Salem to get to know what kind of Southern and Winston-Salem cuisine is all about. They've got staples like shrimp and grits, fried catfish, ribs, fried green tomatoes, and of course they've got a ton of other options. They're just their main hitters, the main claim to fames there. They do have a full bar too, so if you like to enjoy a drink with your meal, you're not going to be sad here. And what would be a stay in Winston-Salem and downtown Winston-Salem without some awesome evening activities? I've got a couple picked out for you. You let me know which one you do. Reboot Arcade. I've been here a few times. Every time I have a family member come in from out of town, I take them usually to Reboot Arcade to have a couple beers, because it's kind of a jumping off point. From there you can go anywhere downtown. Most things are walking distance from Reboot Arcade, but it's also got a huge artistic, like 2 or 3 story mural on one side of it, and inside you've got old classic arcade games. They've got pinball machines. The drink specials aren't bad, and they have a lot of drinks that are named or themed after cartoons or video games from the past. It's kind of fun. I'm sure every big city has something like that, but this is ours here in Winston-Salem, and we really love it. The Ramcat is an awesome music venue that a lot of bands, when they come to town, they end up at the Ramcat. I've actually seen like a Nirvana cover band, a Kiss cover band. I've seen 311 cover band or a Sublime cover band there. Anyway, tons of different cover bands for some reason go to the Ramcat. It's a really good sized venue. I mean, parking is really easy, which I love. And the venue inside, they've got different stages, different sides, different seating. So it's a good sized stadium, good sized venue rather, but it's not too big to where it's overwhelming. And of course, it doesn't hurt that Wiseman Brewing isn't right next door. So you go over there, grab a couple beers, get a little buzz, go to Ramcat, enjoy your music, and then Uber home. Bowman Gray is gonna be the thing to do if you're visiting during the summer months. All my race fans are gonna know exactly what Bowman Gray Stadium is. It's a historic NASCAR sanctioned track. It's been in business for 76 years. They're in their 76th year right now. That's crazy. The stadium actually fits over 17,000 fans, and it's a unique racing style of short track racing in downtown Winston-Salem. And lastly, guys, I'm gonna recommend you guys check out the Winston-Salem Dash at Truist Park. Games usually run April to September, but they have events kind of throughout the year. We recently were there for the 4th of July. It's a great place to enjoy the 4th of July because it actually started raining, but thankfully we were under the cover. And we watched a baseball game. Actually, this year the baseball game got delayed. Before, in other years, we've actually watched the baseball game, and then immediately after the baseball game, what's more American than baseball? Fireworks. The fireworks display is there. Also, quick side note, another reason why I love the fireworks there is not only are you seated and then you don't have to battle for seating, but also when the fireworks go off, you're pretty close, and the way the sound goes back and kind of echoes back towards you is just really cool experience to have the echo back from the rest of the stadium coming back at you. It just sounds amazing. But if you're wondering, the Winston-Salem Dash are a minor league affiliate of the Chicago White Sox. The other cool thing is that throughout the week they have certain days where they have certain themes, right? So like Thursdays, I believe, are their puppy days. You can bring your dog with you. Firework Friday, my favorite, Wing Wednesday. All right, guys, I hope this video was helpful. And if by any chance you are thinking about, coming to check out the Winston-Salem area because you're potentially thinking about moving here or something, I'd love to have a quick chat with you. Feel free to call me at this number or shoot me a text. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in next week's video.